Hey guys, I'm back for day 18 of my Hong Kong placement. Almost in the 20s. Then it's another 10. So I got 12 more days. Yeah, because I leave on my 30th day here, so the month. Yeah, today was quite interesting. I believed, as I was teaching today, my first lesson, I personally believe, was an absolutely shit one. Yeah, I fucked up big. Yeah, it was, to me, that's better. To me, it was really bad. Because after the start, like, I had planned it really well. Looking at my plan, yes, the lesson would have gone really, but I had issues with technology. It's looking for the word. Yeah, I couldn't get any sound coming from the computer out to the speaker, and that ate up about 15 minutes. Yeah, I had no sound. The lesson based around a weather report and a song, so I needed the sound. So I choked under pressure. Yeah, I personally believe it went really bad, but after some prompts from the teacher, I ended up doing, okay, this is what the spelling list is. This is how, like, okay, these are your spelling words. What are you going to do for it? Don't forget about the bonus words. The standard spelling stuff to fill in the time until we got it back up and running. But I didn't think of that. I had that at the end of the lesson, but I didn't even think. I choked under pressure, and I didn't think to do it. But after feedback from the teacher, she went, yeah, she thought it was a good lesson. So that begs the question, what's a good lesson here? Because I thought it was really crap. I'm not going to take compliments and just throw them away. No, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to reckon, okay, it's a good lesson. So my ones are going to be better. But yeah, I really have to think on my feet now if I'm going to do that again. Like, if it happens again, which it can, I have to really think on my feet. I have to look at what I've got planned and make up, okay, if things go bad, say if technology doesn't work, this is what I'm going to do. And be able to do it on the spot. So yeah, she stepped in, we ended up co-teaching it. The following lesson, I personally reckon went really well. And that was the lesson I thought was going to go really crap. This lesson was the one where I mentioned I have to combine two lessons into one. The adding EST and ER to words, and I included for today's lesson, which was How's the Weather? Oh God, that song. Yeah, I've got that song. How's the weather? How's the weather? Look outside. Yeah, I'm bad singing. The kids loved it, and they just kept singing and singing and singing, and it's just stuck in my head. I worked around it in the first one when we didn't have any sound, and the teacher just grinned so evil and I went, Mr. Hayden's going to sing it to you. Yeah. Mr. Hayden has a horrible voice to sing. Mr. Hayden's got a horrible voice, full stop. Yeah, it didn't work to play. Yeah, I feel for the kids because I was singing in it. It was like, I'm really glad that I'd done it prior, like researched it, because I would have messed it so bad. Because she hadn't had a look at it, hadn't read it, doesn't know the beat. Yeah. So I had to somehow sing to a beat when I have no music in the background or anything. It was just me. It was really bad. Um, so yeah. Um, the second class went all right. My teacher looked at me weird because I like to get my class riled up. I like to get them noisy, get them active, get them into it. I was doing that sort of class competition on the board because they're all split into 6 tables. So I'm like, okay, table 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You're going to have one representative coming up to fill in as some words for the ER and EST. I was really strapped for time, so I had to make it fast. So yeah, I got up and saying, but they were just up and everyone else was just quiet, talking amongst themselves. So I tried to get up, come on, get to your table, give them hints. When you add ER, what do you have to put on after it? Like, what's the next word that follows? EST, how do you do that? And I kept prompting them to. Eventually they started yelling, come on, all that sort of stuff. But the teacher just looked at me weird and was kind of doing that. And I was like, okay, maybe she doesn't like loud classes. And my classes are generally loud. One of the kids tested me today. I've given him an ultimatum. He was really testing me today. I ended up raising my voice, which shut him up. And it shut the rest of the class up too. And it wasn't a loud one. It was just a stern. Because I usually talk just like this. I try not to raise my voice ever. That's Mum's teaching. So when I do raise, they do know. And after a week of just like this, as soon as I raise, they've all shut up. Absolutely everyone. And when I clap, I have a really loud clap. And then they stop everything and clap. So yeah, but I need to improve it because that they, unlike in Australia, louder classrooms, yeah, they get used to it and they like being loud. Here, they run with it because they don't have it. So I need to really focus on keeping control more. So yeah, that lesson, I moved on to the song, which they absolutely loved. They wanted to listen to it again, but we're strapped for time. The weather report, I had to pause it because as soon as they started going to other cities, they started cheering for different cities that they know. Eventually I stopped them and got them back on track. But the bigger words such as temperature, UV index, air pollution index, they didn't remember them through the video. That's what I was trying to prompt them for main things. But there was one who thought he was in trouble because when I was writing up, what was after temperature. What I was writing up, he was talking and yelled out, it's 28 degrees Celsius, or it's 24 degrees Celsius to 28 degrees Celsius today. And I just turned around and went, you, what did you just say? And he shut up. And it's like, what did you say? And he repeated. It's like, okay, tell the class. And it's like, this 28, like, it was a bit, I'm in trouble. But I went saying, that's a really important thing because it's degrees Celsius. And I ended up leading on. It was really good. He ended up getting a real big pat on the back, real big grin went over his face. He loved it. But that's something I picked up on my last placement, is to just constantly keep listening for, because I know there's always going to be back chatter, always chatter between them, but pick out the ones that are on topic. Of course, keep a control on off topic and whatnot. But yeah, that worked quite well. Ordered in lunch again, same as I had on Friday, really, really nice. Only cost me 36 HKD, which is just a bit over $5. No, actually no, just below $5. That was like $4.90 Australian for something you pay $10 for. So yeah, really cheap. And really, really filling. So yeah, I moved on from there. We did the module lesson. It was sort of I continued on with what I did with the ERST, or ER and EST, ERST, ERST. So yeah, I moved on from there, did that one. That one I asked to co-teach because I hadn't seen those books before, what she uses for it. So I went, okay, I want to co-teach for this lesson, and it worked really well. Surprisingly, one of the final games that we played was Fab or Fake. Fab for words that are real, fake for ones that aren't. Gippy came up, so I of course started on slang. Like, okay, Gippy is slang in for the area that I live, Gippsland. Well, at least I use it and say, oh, I'm from Gippy. I'm back in Gippy, or stuff like that. I always use Gippy. But then I went on saying, okay, is slang words you find in the dictionary, or is slang something you'd say with friends, but would you say it to your to a formal place, or would you write it? So it worked really well. And I was focusing on the long E. So yeah, that was a little bit of an on-track, off-track sort of stuff, but we kept to the focus, which was day one of my actual teaching last time. I had a problem with keeping to my focus. So yeah, as everyone would know, if you follow my Facebook statuses, my last one was a Star Wars quote from Mandalore the Indomitable. Surrender is betrayal. We fight, we conquer, or we die. That quote, to me, here, is if I pull the pin, I throw in the towel saying, look, I can't do this, it's betraying myself. Like, I love teaching to beyond belief. I gotta fight, I gotta keep pushing myself to do it, and I gotta beat it. I gotta have good lessons. I know I can do it. If I don't, my lessons are just gonna go crap, and I'll die trying. So yeah, that quote, relating back to Star Wars, as everyone knows, I'm a huge fan, and as a lot of people know, I'm actually making a Mandalorian costume, which I'm going to work on as soon as I get home, actually. So yeah, it's really a quote that means a lot to me, and that will be what I base it off the rest of this placement, most likely, because I was really stressing today. After my first lesson, what I thought was a flop, complete stuff up, I was really depressed. I was pissed off at myself beyond belief. I didn't even it got to the stage where I don't think I should be here. Yeah, it was really bad. But the following lesson went better, so my spirits lifted. If they had flopped, I would have just been out of it today. So yeah, tomorrow is going to be a real slack day. I've just got a reading lesson, which the lesson plan that the not mentor teacher, they're not actually mentor teachers, they're just teachers. Because they're not paid or anything, they're just like, okay, you're going to take the class. And if they want to help you, they want to help you. They're not obliged to. It's totally different here. Oh, and we actually get to take the class by ourselves. It's odd for the mentor teacher to be in the room on placement. In Australia, it's illegal to be left alone. Here, you're put alone. And yeah, in case you can't tell from all my vlogs, as soon as I start talking, my indigestion fucks up something shocking. No matter what I've eaten. So yeah, tomorrow I've just got a reading lesson. I had a look at the plan. It was virtually exactly the same as what I wrote up last night for reading. I was like, oh, okay, that's spot on what I've wrote. um, so yeah, it shows that I'm on the right page, but my one, theirs is just dot points what they're going to cover. So I went a bit more in depth saying how I'm going to approach it, yada yada yada. Because well, I'm following the Monash one, and as everyone from Monash knows, you got to follow a whole heap of freaking shit. But I like that lesson plan. I can work around it. And I've modified it a bit. I've taken out what I would need to bring. Because I make sort of notes for myself for that, I don't have to have it in my lesson plan, what I need to bring and whatnot. And I'll just stress if I don't have it. So yeah, today was pretty much a full-on day, especially for my head. I'm just gonna have noodles for dinner, probably have an earlier night's sleep. Tomorrow's gonna be a slack day, which I don't mind at all. I'm quite happy having a slack day, to be honest. So yeah, now it's day 18 of my Hong Kong vlog. Shit, I've been here for 18 days. Fuck. Alright, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.